What's happening, YouTube? Jonathan Pariente, The Education 10 here, coming at you guys with another video. Want to ask you guys to please check my channel, continue to check my channel, and subscribe for more YouTube videos. Would like to wish everybody a very happy new year, my final video of 2018. And this video will be about the Jets. Well, after 3 years, Todd Bowles is fired. Can't say I didn't see it coming. The writing was on the wall. That Jet game against Buffalo, the one at home, was, I think, a perfect indicator Bowles was going to go. Why the Jets didn't get rid of Bowles after that game, I don't understand that. But Todd Bowles' time was coming. He knew it was over. He was 24-40 in 3 years with the Jets. Got off to a good start in his first year, but things went completely downhill from there. And they had to make a change. The Jets need to go in a new direction. They know they have to go in a new direction. I stated a couple videos ago, last two videos that I've talked about the Jets were both about Sam Darnold and what I've been seeing from him of late. And it's very clear the pieces are almost there for Sam. They're getting very close. They're not there yet, but they're getting close. Now Sam needs that coach that can really push him in the right direction and make him a great quarterback. So Jets retain Mike Maccagnan. He stays general manager, so this is his shot now to surround Sam Darnold with the proper talent he deserves. The Jets are going number 3 in the NFL draft this coming year for 2019. Jets were able to move up to 3 in last year's draft to get Darnold. Now the Jets are number 3 in this year's draft, and they need to get somebody on a needed position like running back, offensive line. Pass rush is another thing they have to look at. But more importantly now, when it comes to who coaches Darnold, are the Jets finally going to go after a coach that is an offensive-minded coach? I am done with defensive coaches. The Jets have had a defensive coach the last 6 or 7 coaches they've had. You've had Bowles. You've had Rex Ryan. You've had Eric Mangini. You've had Herm Edwards. All of whom were defensive guys. I know they say defense wins championships. It does. But does hold on, I'm going to try to see if I can put this in a good word here. Do defensive-minded head coaches win championships all the time? The answer is no. They can't all the time win. Yes, defense on a team can win championships. All right, maybe the defensive coordinator can do that for you. That's why we have a defensive coordinator and we have an offensive coordinator. But a head coach cannot just be only defensive-minded and expect to have a winning year and go all the way to a Super Bowl. It doesn't happen that way. It can't always happen that way. So the Jets will have some decisions to make who will coach Darnold. There are a lot of good names out there. Besides Bowles, 7 other coaches have been fired this year. Marvin Lewis is gone. Dirk Cutter is gone. Adam Gase is gone. Wilkes is gone. Vance Joseph is gone. Hugh Jackson was fired during the season, as was Mike McCarthy. And then, of course, there's some names out there on the college circuit that could be very interesting. I mentioned Jim Harbaugh. Another name out there is Lincoln Riley. Then, of course, you have some other coaches that kind of took a year away from the game. And one of whom I think would be a pretty perfect fit for Darnold. I don't know if the Jets are going to go this avenue. He's a veteran coach. Does he want to come back to coach again? We'll see. You guys might have heard of him. His name is Bruce Arians. Mind you, I think Bruce Arians would be a perfect choice for Darnold. I think that would be a great guy for Darnold to learn from. The Jets are going to have choices to make for Darnold, who coaches him. But whoever it is, you need it to be somebody who is good with offense and not defense. And look at a couple of the head coaches we have currently now that are offensive-minded coaches, and what they're bringing to the team has paid off for their quarterback. I've already mentioned Sean McVay with the Rams. Look how that's improved Jared Goff. Anthony Lynn took over for the Chargers. Look what that's done for Philip Rivers. I think Rivers is having one of the best seasons of his career. Chargers have had one of their best seasons in a long time. You have Andy Reid, who's a great offensive mind. He's just a great coach in the league that has never won a Super Bowl. And look at what the Chiefs are doing now with him and Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes went from a not sure if he was ready quarterback, and look what he's doing now. Offensive-minded coaches speak for themselves when it comes to what they can get out of a quarterback. Jets have a lot of choices now that they can bring in that could really bring Sam Darnold into the forefront of being a great quarterback. You have Jim Caldwell also out there. I mentioned Bruce Arians. You have Lincoln Riley. Just to name a few of the names I just mentioned a minute ago. A lot of names are out there. A lot of potential for Sam to develop. The next piece will be surrounding him with playmakers. That's going to happen during the offseason. The Jets will have money to spend this offseason. They're well over $100 million in cap space. They can spend the money to get weapons around for Darnold. The question now is Mike Maccagnan going to pull that trigger? Because this is a make-or-break year for Mike Maccagnan. This is a make-or-break year for him. This is a make-or-break year 2019 for the entire Jets team. The decisions they make will greatly affect them 5 or 10 years down the line from now. The Jets are going to have a very interesting schedule next year. I should even bring that up to the forefront too. The Jets will see the AFC North and the NFC East. So they're going to see Eli. They're going to see the Cowboys. They're going to see the Redskins. They're going to see the Ravens, the Steelers, the Bengals, and, of course, the Browns. And they'll play the Raiders from the West and the Jacksonville Jaguars from the AFC South, in addition to their own division. So, going forward, where will the Jets be heading? The foundation for Darnold is on the verge of being created. A few pieces are in place, but more still need to be added. There are going to be some subtractions this offseason, no doubt about it. I think the Jets have to get rid of a few names from their defense that I think have been hurting them a little bit. The Jets may have to cut their ends with a few of their offensive players, no doubt about it. They need to get more deep threat receivers. They need to get some guys that can not only catch the ball out of the backfield, but can separate from their defenders. Will the Jets be able to get a few of those names out there? There are a couple out there that I think could. I'm not saying it's going to fall in the Jets' lap, but there are a couple names out there as far as wide receivers that I think Darnold would be thrilled to throw the ball to. Stephon Diggs will be a free agent this year. Golden Tate is a free agent this year, after this year. Golden Tate is one of the best in the game at yards after the catch. If you surround Darnold with some athletic receivers and some playmakers behind the backfield, a running back that can catch the ball, as I mentioned, Le'Veon Bell, for example, I mean, Sam Darnold then could just move this offense fluidly. An O-line to protect him is going to be the next thing he needs. So I'll be very curious where the Jets will go in the draft from the number 3 spot. As I mentioned, Mike Maccagnan has a very important 2019 ahead of him right now. And Maccagnan's had success in the past with finding good weapons for it when he was on the Texans. He found good players there. It was Mike Maccagnan who found J.J. Watt. It was Mike Maccagnan who found DeAndre Hopkins. It was Mike Maccagnan who found Andre Johnson. Arian Foster was undrafted, but Maccagnan took a chance on Foster. So Maccagnan's had success in the past with finding players and they turn into stars. He's found diamonds in the rough. He's found lightning in a bottle. Will he find one in 2019? And will he make a few moves that will get the Jets over the top? 2019 will tell us that story. Because for the Jets, their offseason has begun now. And their time to move from complacency to legitimacy begins now. Jonathan Pariente, The Education 10, saying bye for now.